presented by Memphis Shades, the clear choice for custom windshields and fairings for your motorcycle. And Wild Ass Seats, stay in the saddle longer and in total comfort no matter your butt or budget. Boom.
You trying to fuck on me?
What up?
What's up, everybody?
Who are you asking?
I have to tell you guys, every time I see the intro, I get super hyped up every single time.
Do you?
What?
Yeah.
Or you
What
I've
do?
been on live stream like twice, so maybe that's part of it.
Oh, there you go.
How's everybody doing tonight? 5 Dirty Bikers Live, Wednesday night. Further, faster reaction. We trust everybody has watched.
It sounds like a porn movie.
Starring Kim Moto.
Just saying.
Oh, boy. Who we got in the side chat? Everybody, thank you for joining us tonight. It's going to be a fun-filled evening, I'm guessing.
Got a lot of stuff to talk about. A lot of big news. Big news.
Yeah, we saw some interesting things today.
Well,
Interesting.
obviously, you're not a fan.
I'm a
Come
fan of some.
on.
I'm a fan of some of it.
This is
hate
the
that.
Don't Be the Hater channel.
This is Harley brought the big dick energy. That's all I got to say.
They were slinging that schlong all over the screen.
Speaking of schlong, we have some announcements before we get into today's topic. All right, first, as you guys know that are in our Discord, we have a voting going on for the Sportster build for autism for Taka. We are actually in round 2 of voting, and I'll show right here. This is where we're at. So Bobber, Cholo, Scrambler, Club, and Chopper have all advanced to the next round. Chopper got a bye because of the number of votes. So we have Bobber versus Cholo and Scrambler versus Club to join Chopper for the next round. And we're going to throw a little curveball at you next week. It's going to be the best 2 out of 3 that you're going to be voting in our Discord. So we're going to be throwing a curveball, like we said. Make sure you go to 5dirtybikers.com, link on the homepage for Discord. It is absolutely free.
Fucking free.
And whoever posted in our Discord and said that we're just going to build a chopper anyway, you guys are voting. We are not voting. You guys are voting. So if a chopper gets built, it's because the people voted for chopper. So whoever posted that in Discord, I'm saying it now. That's what's happening.
The people will have spoken.
Unless we decide to overrule the whole fucking thing and
Oh,
just build a chopper anyway. We reserve the right to overrule the vote.
So what are we talking about today?
Wow.
I guess we're talking about
Somebody
these-
announced something today, didn't they?
Yeah, we're talking about
They
these.
did.
What was it? The
Harder,
Harvey
stronger,
Danielsons?
quicker.
Harder,
I think,
stronger,
I think it was harder, stronger, deeper, right?
starring Ron Jeremy.
From his jail
boy.
cell.
From his whoa.
Yeah, I didn't know
Hey,
he was in the clique,
dude's,
dude.
dude's in jail, dude, right?
Percy's
Is
keeping
this
up on his
prison
fan
while
page.
it's full?
Isn't he in jail right now? I mean,
You
I
support
don't
his
know.
Patreon?
not anymore.
He's a top tier member.
He's a top tier member.
He's got
So
a
to
mold
speak.
and everything.
Oh my god! I got to start thinking before I start talking.
You opened up the door to that. So
Oh my God, the
back
longer,
door.
thicker. I like that one. Moto Gator. Oh my God.
Motor Gator.
all right,
All
so
right.
we have the HD Harley release this year, right?
Yep.
It was this morning,
2022.
Mhm.
10 a.m. Central. That would be what, 11 Eastern, 9 Pacific.
I don't
Did
know.
I get all those time zones correct?
It doesn't fucking matter.
Pacific
Maybe.
is not 9.
Specific time.
Yeah,
so-
it doesn't matter.
Harley jumped on right away and threw let's go over a recap of 2021. And I had kind of forgotten, 2021, Harley put out 2 brand new, never before seen bikes. 2. And they had the revival bike.
Yep.
And they had the Arctic Blue or whatever, the Arctic Blast
Arctic
paint,
Blast. It's a pretty bike,
right?
too.
And then
Yeah,
the
that is some cool
normal
paint.
than their normal, I guess, lineup changes and stuff that they have. So 2021 was a pretty much a solid year for them, I think.
Yeah, I mean, we saw the Pan America and the Sportster S, which were, like you said, two bikes that they're brand new.
Yep. And Pan America became the best-selling ADV bike in North America.
Yep.
Quickly.
As it should.
Yep.
It was a badass motorcycle.
And during that announcement, I don't know if you guys caught it, but the CEO of Harley-Davidson said when they ushered in a new Sportster, he was like, and we ushered in a new era of the Sportster, right? So he was pretty much laying the groundwork for new Sportsters to come.
Yeah, I would say in the next quarter, we'll see some new Sportsters.
Maybe mid-year, I think.
You saw at the end of today's video, there was like a glimpse of what looked like the top end of the tank of a Sportster. And I think it's going to be possibly a smaller displacement, maybe. I don't know. It's anybody's guess, but
it's probably going to be a 975.
You think so?
Yeah, it's kind of what I'm thinking. But I'm tired of these fucking teasers. They throw these fucking teasers out, and then they leak all this information like it's a mistake. Fuck you. You're doing it on purpose.
It's brilliant, right? It's brilliant. Get people to do your marketing for you.
They got people fired up this year about this event, right?
This whole announcement thing, right? I mean, that's all we've seen on YouTube. We've seen the same people doing the same prediction videos, and they watch each other, and within 5 minutes of each other, they do an update, right? And that's been going on for what, 2 months?
Yeah, 2 months.
You know.
So I would say this right off to kick this whole thing off. This was the most anticipated and the most excited people have been for a non-new bike release ever. They didn't release one new bike. There was not one new bike put out.
So
I don't know if you guys noticed that, but there wasn't a new bike.
No, people are going to be on both sides of the fence. Some people are going to think what they did is great, and some people are going to say I was completely fucked and they fucked up and they're never going to make it. They're going to close down in 2 months.
Yeah.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
It was a parts and accessories release, is what it was.
You have a point there.
I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. It was a badass release, but it was a parts and accessories release.
I think it was maybe a little bit more, and definitely I think they tipped their hat to the direction they're going to be going in, right?
For sure.
Yeah. I think it's a setup for a potentially interesting year next year.
Go ahead, Tony. I'm sorry.
Well, I was going to say, they said back, a year or so ago that they were going to double down on the bagger, on the bagger touring part of it. And I mean, they're just straight deep dicking it is what they're doing. I mean, they're all in, dude. They're balls deep with this bagger stuff.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Well, because they also mentioned in the video that, they're pretty much flexing their muscles that they won King of the Baggers last year.
Oh, yeah.
So, we want to build on that and try to bring that home to everybody's garages. And it's kind of, they're not lying. That's actually what they're doing. And if they keep going in this direction, we're just going to see more performance. We're seeing bigger engines already almost across the line. And it's exciting. It actually is, because people were saying Harley can't put out the horsepower, the numbers. Give them a couple years if you don't like what you see now.
Dude, let's talk about the 131. You talking about deep dicking. That's a 3-step back stroke. That thing's a fucking beast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even Blockhead said it's scary.
Yeah.
If you have if you're truly riding a bike that you can break loose the back tire in almost every gear, you're riding something that could kill you going to get gas.
Don't get it, Tony. Don't get it.
That's a lot. So, I think what they did this year in putting the 117 in their kind of special ST models that they call them now, I think that was great, right? I think people really liked when they had the 117 in the Lowrider S Screaming Eagle when it was still a Dyna. I think people really liked the idea of that not only was it a special model, but it had a stepped up motor even from what was out there on the market. And since they have the 107 and the 114, putting out the 117 again, just another step up, which I thought was a great move. I think it was smart, is what I think it was.
Wasn't the 117 in the CVOs last year?
You know, good question. I don't know.
We have to look that up. I think you're right, though, right?
Yeah, I think the
Yeah, I don't
117
know.
was like a
117
CVO
was, yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the specials were 114, so the CVOs were 117s.
Sure.
I don't know. I think the 131 is just a bunch of shit. It's a bunch of marketing shit, to be honest with you.
I mean,
It's for people that count inches on wieners.
The whole event was marketing.
yeah.
That's all it was at its finest, you know.
But I do think those ST bikes are cool, man. I think you see a lot of that. The people that are buying these type of bikes are going in that direction, that performance bagger direction. So for Harley to do it right out of the gate is really unusual because they want to fuck you on parts after you buy the bike. So they're losing aftermarket as far as I'm concerned with it. But I think it's pretty cool that they're doing it.
Are they,
Well,
or are they actually setting up to make more money in the aftermarket?
I don't know.
Because you still, you look at those. I mean, the ST models, which look nice, you're still going to dump $10,000 in them.
Yeah.
I don't care
Well,
what they've got
talking,
on them, right?
So like the seats, I saw in that thing there was a step up style seat
Yeah.
Ugly ass looking
that
step-up style seat.
they had, but I mean they were running risers and moto bars on those bikes,
Right.
which are usually something that has to be added on after the fact. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot of the stuff that people are changing right out of the bat, Harley's given to you. Except, I was talking to Ryan earlier, and he's right. That poor bastard making those seats has to feel terrible because he knows they're just going to get thrown away because they suck.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't care what they look like; they suck.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
you
they're
think
going to
they're
take them off, throw them away.
you think they're maybe trying to limit people going to the aftermarket? That way they can get more money right off the bat and not worry about losing them to, any aftermarket company.
Yeah.
There
So,
you go,
Brittany,
Brittany.
what are you thinking?
Volts wants to know your opinion.
Volts wants to know.
I know, I'm so quiet. Honestly, since I don't really care that much about the baggers, so I wasn't that excited about that. I was more excited for the lowrider to come out.
Which is a bagger.
But I do like that they add. I know I say that. I do like that they added bags to that.
They
because
stole bags.
It is nice. Well, didn't steal the bags.
They
It's
stole
nice
the
to
bags.
have them come from the factory though, because then, like you guys just said, you don't have to buy those. You can just use the ones that are already there, and the paint.
Well,
matches
let me
and
ask you
everything,
this,
which is
Brittany.
nice.
I mean, you're on a Sportster. We've been talking, right? We've been talking lately. Softail could be in your future. Is this new Lowrider S potentially that Softail in your future?
Maybe. We'll have to see. I mean, you guys already know I can't really afford one, and I know you all say I should just go buy one anyways. But a lot of it depends on the price. I still really like the Sport Glide, but it would be between the Sport Glide and the new Lowrider.
Which version of the Lowrider?
I don't know yet. I gotta think about it longer.
She doesn't know.
I don't
yet.
know
I
that
mean,
I'm sold on the fairing, but I'm not into the fairings. I think that's a lot of reason why I'm not typically drawn to the baggers.
Okay, well, we'll throw this up on the screen, continue the conversation, but to see what she's talking about, everybody, if you haven't seen, here's the new Lowrider ST.
See, I think that fairing's just fucking boner right there, dude.
I think the fairing is nice. I like it's a little too pointy for me,
Pointy.
Yeah.
It's got to have a little point to it. You don't
When
want
I first looked at this, I think when you look at it from the side, it's a really cool, slick looking bike, but to me, it's a butterface bike. Right?
Jesus.
Brilliant.
Put a bag
right?
over the front of it and just
Because when you
put a
look
bag
at
over
it,
and then it fucks.
no,
or
I
what?
mean, tell me you don't see it, right? I mean, it looks one way from the side, and then you look at dead on from the face, and it's not my thing.
To me,
That's-
it looks
that's a
just like a
butterface.
mini shark nose. You look at it from the side, it looks like a mini shark nose.
From the
Yeah, I agree.
side, but look at it from the front.
It just
Well, if
needs
they-
a new
if they-
headlight.
If they put the rectangular headlight in there, Dave,
I agree,
personally, it would
I
be
agree.
the same thing.
I agree. Until
Or
then,
it just
it's a
needs a new
butterface.
headlight. It needs some type of headlight in it.
So Memphis
Instead of that
Shades,
one.
our sponsors, if you guys are listening, fix it.
Fix it.
Yeah.
I'm kind of shocked Memphis Shades hasn't come up with this style of
They've been talking about it.
fairing,
I've talked to
yeah.
Mike. They actually were contemplating it.
because
And
they're more of that kind of style, and I'm not saying full FXRT or whatever fairing, but kind of that wider, more mini shark looking fairings that are coming out for the Softails.
Then I mean, to install one of those on your bike is a fucking undertaking. And if they could come out with
Oh, I
something that
bet.
was a lot easier to install,
I'd be all over it. If
yeah,
they made it
people
for,
would be
Me
all
too.
over it,
If they
because
made it
right
for
now
like
it's
legacy models, yeah.
it's an expensive ordeal in order to do that, and there's some fabrication too. It's just not
Right.
a bolt on kit. Percy, you kind of look like fucking Billy Idol over there when you talk, dude.
It's not good. Yeah, no.
You say thank you very much.
I know, yeah, I know, right? Looks like I had a
I thought I was
stroke.
gonna bust out a rebel yell earlier. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
It'll get better. For those of you that don't know, I had 2 root canals a couple of hours ago, so the
You got a root in your mouth?
numbness is still wearing off, but at least I'm here, guys.
He's
Yes.
here. And you do sound good. We expect you to sound like
Well,
I don't want to say it.
I was actually going to get a bunch of cards together that I could hold up with just stuff, and
Oh,
So
shit.
can you put up that comment
Oh.
that where they say everything they did this year is a response to what people have been doing in the aftermarket? Put up that one.
I don't even see that one.
I don't see it,
found
but it's a
it.
true
There
statement.
we go.
Found it.
Oh,
Okay,
Sorry,
so
it took me a second. I was trying to catch
I
up
want to
on all
I
the
want to
comments.
address this because this is not a wrong statement, but I think what Harley's been accused for in the past is being way behind the trends, right? So I'll give the rocker as a perfect example. The rocker was Harley's attempt to become part of the chopper craze, and they put that bike out when the chopper craze was over, and no one gave a shit about it. And it never sold, and they removed it from its lineup. That bike was a good bike. It just was way too late. They're trying to get ahead of the game and be part of the trends rather than behind the trends. And I understand that they're never going to be ahead of the game unless they start the trend themselves, which they did with the shark nose, right? I mean, that's their trend. The FXRT was their trend. I mean, so, people are hearkening back to what's old is new again. And the Lowrider ST, the ST model it's not an FXR fairing. It's their updated version of what people wanted to see. So they designed it with the intent that it was going to pay homage to what was, but yet be updated for what is now. And I think it was, since they did cancel the Sport Glide, I think it was a great idea for them to use the Sport Glide bags. Those clamshell bags are absolutely an iconic, classic
let's
part
see that picture again, Dustin.
of old Harley-Davidson. I mean, these clamshell bags, the old bags that Harley had on their bikes were the clamshell design. And
Boy, those sons of bitches are lifted up there strong too,
Yeah,
like
they
a
are.
push-up
Yeah,
ball.
They're higher
I
up.
believe they said they lifted them 2 inches.
Yeah,
What I
they're up there
really-
high.
what I really like about it is when you look at the bike from the straight on view, it's also still really very reminiscent of the Southern California style. You could still split lanes like a motherfucker with this bike because it's not too wide.
That's
And
true.
one thing too, Ryan, you can still notice that one bag is still smaller than the other one. They're not the same size. The one on the right is bigger than the one on the left, just like it is on the Sport Glide.
Oh, because the exhaust.
Because the exhaust.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wonder
I didn't know that. I thought you were making a joke, Justin.
I wonder.
No.
I would like to see it from the back to see if that's what it looks like from the backside too. If there's
I don't have no ass
an
shots. I'm
obvious
sorry.
difference. Ass shots are the best. I mean,
Well, let's see those other 2 ST bikes.
yeah.
So
I
we'll
gotta
start
throw
with.
up this comment too,
I
though.
was gonna say, you gonna get sick.
No,
This is
no,
another
not
check.
throw.
Harley,
I
we
just
have
want to
paint.
say,
But they didn't bring the paint
I just
with
want to say
this.
they didn't bring any paint. Are you kidding me? Everything
Yeah.
is gray and black.
Well, the CVOs are bomb. Hold on.
Yeah.
Other than the CVOs, everything else is gray and black.
Only with one of the CVOs.
So
all
there's
the
a
bikes I want are gray
It's
and black.
50
and
shades
I'm
of
all
gray
about
here,
color.
man.
Yeah, that's one of the things I didn't like. But I mean, like this bike here, this bike is eye candy. It's $42,000.
It better be. That son of a bitch
It
better
does
have a
look good,
choke
though.
massager on it.
That's
If you like the bat wing, that's a nice looking bike.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was just say for everything that was released, this is my favorite.
Yeah,
But
I would agree.
we'll get on to the other STs. Here's the Road Glide.
The Road Glide ST, yep.
It doesn't look far from that lowrider.
No, I mean, it even has
Not
the same
really,
graphic
no.
on the tank, pretty much.
Why would you
Yeah.
keep that color of those wheels?
Why do they?
They're going to that performance.
Yep.
Well,
They're
the
just
paint,
Yeah,
sticking
they
with
talked
it.
about
paint and
that.
wheels don't make the bike faster, though.
Oh yeah, it does. That adds 20 horsepower.
Yep, for sure.
They could have done
You
a
know,
different badge.
the only part about this bike that was disappointing to me is I really like what they did with the tail section in the smaller bags and the smaller back fender. I like what they did with the suspension by raising it up an inch.
Mhm.
The design, everything, the smaller front fender. No one has mentioned that, but that has a much smaller front fender on there.
Yeah.
Has the smaller crash bars. All of these things are awesome. The thing that was extraordinarily disappointing to me is they put those fucking mini ape hangers on there, and that was a mistake. Those bars are old and played out, and they should have put their moto bars on. They have moto bars. They should have put those on, or some type of setup like that.
Yeah, because
that's
I
gonna be
can
the
imagine,
first thing
Ryan,
that's
I can
gonna go
imagine
on
you
that bike.
sitting on that bike. Those bars are going to be low.
They're going to be way too low, and they're completely in the wrong position. But
Well, it's
yeah.
the same bars that's on the Road Glide now, right? That come
Correct.
stock. So
Yeah.
yeah, those bars suck. They
Oh.
yeah,
suck
so-
on those bikes. They suck on this too. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, they even put wind deflectors on there. They took out the back pegs. They put a solo seat on it. I mean, they did so many things right, and then they put those stupid ass fucking bars
Yeah.
on there.
Jesus, very passionate about the bars. Very
Stupid ass
passionate.
bars.
Well, and it's the lowrider styling, right? Everything else,
Yeah.
it's just they bring the lowrider.
Let's see
styling.
the other one, Dustin. What's the other one look like?
So Street Glide
Yeah.
ST.
I like the
it's
gray.
It's a lowrider S replica.
Yeah, I mean, definitely all the STs kind of have the same look for sure.
Yeah.
I think they could have gone different on the bronze or gold, whatever fucking color that is.
I just wish they would have done something different with the paint, man. I think I'm really disappointed.
Black and gray. I mean, come
overall.
on.
Well,
I'm
I mean,
really
for
disappointed
me,
with the paint.
I almost waited until 22 to get a bike, right? And I was really interested in that gray if it was going to come out close to the CVO. And then I started thinking they're going to do the same thing with the gray in 22 that they did with that snake venom in 21. And I'll be damned if they didn't do it. They've got that gray everywhere. I mean, they completely devalued that paint by spreading it across all the bikes. I would have loved to have seen them on these ST models come up with a different paint option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know why they did that badge because it pays homage back to the racing days of early 1900s or whatever. But I mean, still, why you have to blast that on everything that's new?
The only other thing I think they could have done to really match kind of the performance theme is if they would have gone instead of a dual exhaust because they shortened up the bags and done a true 2-in-1 system. They could have brought it all the way to the back of the bike, but they should have done a 2-in-1 system, and that would have really, I think, kind of solidified the fact that they went out and did something different. But they just slapped the same old exhaust that they've had on there. Now they said they tuned it to the new engine.
Oh, bullshit. Bullshit. Same fucking exhaust.
But they didn't. They should have put a 2-in-1 too. I mean, if you're gonna do it, just go that one extra step and show the people that you mean what you're doing. And
You talk about the lowrider, right?
The lowrider should have 2-in-1, and
right, because that's performance.
So should these baggers. Because
right.
Look at every performance bagger; they have a 2-in-1 exhaust. I mean,
Well, they got to sell you their $2,000 one.
Well, I tell you what, I bet you Dave and
buy a
John at
bike.
SNS are licking their lips and rubbing their
Yeah.
hands together. Like, what could we do with that exhaust?
right. I mean,
Yeah.
I got $2,000 in my pants here for you right now. So
Well, but that's what I mean when we were talking earlier. I mean, yeah, they put extra stuff on these bikes, but it's still shit you're going to replace, right?
there is some stuff. Yeah.
You
The
know?
seat and exhaust and bars. Like,
I mean,
get,
what do you
get those right.
if
Just
you
get them
look
right
at-
for once.
If you look at the price
Right.
delta between the Road Glide Special and then the Road Glide ST, what are you really getting that you're probably going to keep?
The 117.
You're going to get three
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
CCs, right? You're probably not going to keep that exhaust. And although I thought on one image it looked like that was a Screaming Eagle exhaust, so I don't know, is that upgraded?
I don't know.
I
Show
can't
that
tell.
picture again, Dustin.
Which one?
I
would you
thought
like
in the
to see?
video
one.
I saw the SE logo or
One
branding
of the
on
STs.
the pipes.
It doesn't look
It
like
may,
a
that
Screaming
no, that
Eagle
looks
to
like
me.
the stock, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's really what you're getting. I mean,
You're
you
getting
can-
the bigger motor.
Yeah, the shocks you could replace the shocks yourself and get the other, get that,
So-
which is probably a half-inch total.
Well, I mean, they did
on
raise
that.
the bike up a little bit, though, didn't they?
Hold
They
on,
did.
hold on,
Yeah, I
Dave.
thought
Though,
so.
is that in the special models right now, up until 21, all the special models had the extended bags, so you're not going out there and having to buy the smaller bags either.
That's assuming you
so-
want the smaller ones.
All the performance baggers have smaller bags on them.
Oh, yeah, I know.
That's
I know.
that's kind of part of the uniform.
That's true.
So, I mean, to me, what they did is they gave you a base model to start with, because
Gave you a starter bike.
I was corrected, and you guys brought that to my attention. I thought that these were coming with Olin shocks. Harley has made these available as a Screaming Eagle and Olin's partnership,
And
but they're
expensive as
not
shit.
on these bikes. You're going to pay extra to put those on.
A lot.
How much are they, Percy? Do you know?
I don't remember the exact number, but my response was, "Fuck no, I'll stick with the Legends."
My
Yeah,
guess is
the-
I think they're 2,300 for the rear.
For what?
I want to say it was. I want to say it was 2,000 for both front and rear.
Was it for both front and rear? See, I'd
Yeah, I'd have to go back. I seriously, I just shook my head and said, "Fuck no." I didn't pay any attention after that. It was too much.
Brittany, you might be a little happy. I know you're not like me. You're probably not CVO money, but they did bring some orange in.
No. But they
They-
didn't for the bikes I would buy.
Right. Yeah, I
Like
get it.
I'm
but
only looking at, so that's why this conversation's a little hard for me, because I'm not gonna get a huge bike. So the only ones I'm really looking at are the Softail lineup. And they didn't bring any color for any of those. I do want to go back to the seats for a second though, because I actually have, it's not a stock Harley seat, but it's a one-up seat that was put on my Sportster from Harley. And I have not had to change that at all. It's been perfectly comfortable for me.
That's because
So-
you haven't put a saddleman on it yet.
Well, that could be. But I did the trip last year with no issues at all on that seat. So,
I have yet to
Anyways.
have a good Harley seat. That's all. I mean, you might have a good one.
Moto
But I
Ricky
have yet to
Ricardo
find
says,
one.
as someone who left in 2020 with the 107, seeing the 21-22 models released with bigger engines is a similar price at a similar price point is a swift kick in the nads.
yeah,
So he's feeling pretty butthurt by the fact that these new bikes are coming out with bigger motors for the same price.
I
Oh, I
wouldn't say
remember-
a swift kick in the nads. I'd say
Yeah.
a total nut buster.
I mean, I was with Ricky, Walter and I riding with Ricky when I think that new street came out that had the 114, and he had just bought the 107 like I don't know just a couple months before or something.
Mhm.
So, yeah,
Now the Street Bob did get a couple of new colors.
Yeah, and mag wheels.
The mag wheels. Are
Yeah.
those aftermarket though, or are they stock like that?
No, they're stock like that. I saw one today up at Bluegrass.
Those
they're
are the
pretty
type
sweet
of wheels they
looking
should have put on these ST models, I think. That color.
You
I
do
didn't
not
look
like
at
the
'em.
gold.
No, I don't.
He hates the gold.
I don't like gold.
So, hey, Dustin, on your bike, do you have dual disc on the front, or is it a single
No,
disc brake?
single, but it stops
Single.
just fine.
All right. Well, yeah, mine does too. I was just curious because you have the inverted shock,
Mhm.
correct? Yeah.
Inverted
Hey.
forks and monoshock.
Dalton said that he was talking about functional bags as opposed to the lighter performance
Yeah,
bags. I want to broaden that a little bit because I would really like to know, Dustin, your opinion, and
He wants to gape that open a little bit.
and Ryan.
Well, I wanted to comment on that though because I agree. I like the bags that I have on the Sportster are practically useless. Like they have a small enough interior that I can't reasonably pack clothes and stuff and travel on my bike, which I know the
I
Sportster's
disagree
not
with that.
necessarily-
I totally disagree. One of my shirts would equal 4 of yours. You can pack your clothes in those bags. Come on.
You don't even need a bag.
They-
you
just
got
need
you
like
got
a
tiny
little
clothes.
fucking- little tiny,
Oh God.
little tiny bag, little side saddle.
A bar bag.
Yeah, a bar bag.
That
Get
would
a
not
week's
pack
worth of
enough
clothes
stuff.
in there.
I will chime in on
We-
this.
Jared and I
When it-
went
when
on
it
a
gets
trip
done.
last year, and we had packed his saddlebags and mine all the way full. It was 1 week of clothes, and my bags were practically useless for packing stuff. They don't have like a clean square interior, so you can't just like put what you want in there. So I just wanted to comment on that one because I do like the longer bags because you can fit more stuff in there if you're traveling.
Yeah, I guess for me, and the reason I want Dustin and Ryan's opinion is really, I mean, everything's compromised on bikes, right? If you want to go with the bagger performance, go with the ST, give up storage. I can kind of see that. If you want to tour though, right, every square inch you can get of storage is a value.
Yeah.
I'm more curious because you both, Dustin, you have them, and Ryan, you keep saying you like them. Those clamshell bags, those don't seem functional to me. Are you? I mean, what do you, Dustin? You've traveled with them. Are those? Is that the right design? I guess to put on a bike.
Dude, I could
That's a
fit
good
2
question.
6-packs in each bag, plus clothes and hats and all my registration and paperwork.
Well, I'm not talking about storage wise. I'm talking the functionality of having that clamshell design that flops open from the side versus a top load.
Yeah, I
He's talking about ease of use.
It is.
What do you
They're very easy to use. There's no
Shit doesn't fall out when you open them up.
no. Where's it gonna go?
I don't know.
They don't open that far. They don't go all the way down. They only go down maybe 30 to 40 degrees. Nothing's falling out.
I second Percy though. I've often wondered that too. I don't know if I would be a fan of them.
You have
I'll
to look
show, I'll
at the
show you guys.
design.
I'll show you guys in April when you come.
Yeah.
I'll
Can
show
you,
you
can
how
you
much.
go get them? Can you go get them now and just show us while we're on the live
Want me to go out to the garage now and get one?
Yeah. Take a GoPro out there.
I could fit my 6-year-old in one.
This is the thing about those clamshell bags. They don't open flat like you're thinking in your mind.
Yeah,
they
it could be.
they open only about he said about 30 degrees, and so you don't have things falling out of the front and back of them, if that makes sense, right? Because they don't open flat. If you open flat, then yeah, stuff would fall out, but they don't. So
Yeah.
from a functional standpoint, they're still functional. Are they as functional as a top loading bag? A top loading bag is easier,
Mhm.
but they're still very functional.
But the whole point of the Sport Glide having those bags was the ease of taking them on and off. And they weren't a lot of weight, so they kept the weight off the bike. But I love them. I mean, I have no complaints. They're expensive as fuck to replace, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, because
that's
you had one
true.
blow off, didn't you?
Yeah, dude. It went down 66 and rolled like motherfucker.
It's because it was a clamshell. If it had been a top load, it wouldn't have come off.
Here's another good one. Can
It
you
was
fit-
user error. My
I don't think you can fit a full
you
face
fit
helmet
a-
in any saddlebag.
No,
can
you
you?
There we
cannot.
go.
No.
You can't fit
Yeah.
them in our bags. You can't. You can, however, fit
What
a
about
full
that
face helmet.
Samsonite motherfucker you just put on your bike?
That's what I was going to say. If you get a King Tour Pack, you can fit a full face helmet in a King Tour Pack.
Mm.
Absolutely, you can.
I've seen a gorilla jumping on the back of his tour pack. It didn't crack.
No, that's fucking Samsonite back there, dude. He's no joke.
Absolutely. Shout out to Avan Black. They make some great stuff with color match, and you can fit a lot of stuff in them.
I always prefer the clamshell opening.
Tony's been through the ringer. He's seen it all. So let's talk about these CVOs a little bit. They're way out of my price range, and probably
Dude,
most
they're
of us here.
Insane.
But the flames are back, y'all.
Dude, I think that bike's badass.
It is badass.
It looks like
Yeah.
a tiger, like a green tiger that's ready to fuck something.
I do like
Jesus.
that is really awesome paint.
It's a little aggressive.
That is
Do you
aggressive.
have the
It's
yellow?
aggressive.
Do you have the yellow one?
No, I don't. No, I do.
Okay.
No, I didn't do the yellow one because was that the Street Glide CVO?
It was a road glide that had yellow paint because the paint job on that is a lot like what you're seeing a lot of custom painters do with the very angular kind of pointy lines, which I thought was, I mean, they pretty much straight copied that bad boy. I mean, that paint job does look very much like some custom painters you can see in the market right now.
We haven't seen flames since what, the Wide Glide?
Yeah, I was gonna say the Dyna Y Glide was the
Yeah.
last flame bike I remember.
Last flames I saw were out of Tony's ass at FDBM.
No, I believe that was your ass because the lady you crop dusted in the parking lot is still trying to get her hair to grow back.
That's a true statement. That's a true statement.
Yeah.
Almost
I
died.
mean, to me, I guess if you're standing behind me after I come out of a Mexican restaurant, what happens to you at that point is completely on you. I mean, it was pretty much all over her. So
That was embarrassing as hell.
for her,
Shouldn't have been standing there.
yeah, I don't know why she was standing so close behind me.
So here's the Road Glide Limited.
That's just like that yellow paint he was talking about.
Yep, it sure is.
I'm not a fan.
I like the wheels.
Yeah, not a fan of that paint.
That's
No.
your burnt orange paint, isn't it,
No,
Percy?
no.
I think
No, it's
paint's
a
really
different
hard to
orange.
appreciate unless you
that's
see it in
like
person.
a AMF bowling ball orange.
Ooh,
I think.
that was
Yeah.
that was a dig, I think.
Tony, you're right. You're right. Especially with that Arctic Blast Street Glide.
Yeah, you got to see paint in person. It's
I
really
didn't.
hard.
I
to
didn't.
come across.
I never saw one until we went out to Louisville.
Yeah,
You get to see that honeycomb pattern.
yeah.
That paint was
It's a lot-
gorgeous, man. It wasn't
it
worth
was.
$8,000, but
Oh, it
it
looks
was
cool in the
gorgeous.
pictures.
It paid off in real lives.
Looking at some.
But what did they update the audio in these CVOs?
Well,
with
they
the
got that new
system?
Rockford Fosgate
Yeah.
thing, so you can. I guess for the lowrider, they have a speaker radio package that'll fit in that fairing that you can buy aftermarket.
Mm.
That's great. So you can blast Wanted Dead or Alive as fucking loud as you want.
Yeah, it's as loud as you want.
I mean,
So
I'm over it. I
For
think the
$1,000.
radios, it's played out. The loud radio rolling into a parking lot's played out.
You know what? If you get yourself a Cardo unit and
Yep.
Apple in, phone in your music, it's sounds
I
much
seriously
better.
think it should be an option to blank out the stereo system on those bikes, man. I mean, I'm not gonna.
It
I
should
wouldn't
be.
use it. Then what's that going to save you? $2,000, $1,500
Yeah.
at least.
You know,
So
I would,
what? Go ahead.
I would like to know how much weight savings there is. Take
There's-
out the amplifiers, take out the speakers, take out the stereo system, leave the nav in there and weigh that shit. All the wires and everything.
Yeah.
I want to know how much that shit weighs.
Yeah,
Because
a
my
lot.
guess is it's 15 to 20 pounds.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot. So
I
if
thought-
you guys, no, go ahead.
Yeah, okay, I was going to say, I thought you were going to go with weight, though, because I was looking at this earlier today. The ST models. My assumption was, because this was going down that performance design, that they were shedding a lot of weight on these ST models over like the special or the standard. If you look at the specs, they're not. Maybe 10
No,
pounds.
where are you going to shed weight at?
I don't know, but isn't that part of the whole thing, right? If you're going to get a standard and
Well,
you're going
let's
to build that
not
out
get
to
crazy
performance,
now.
you're going
We're-
to, you're
We're just
shedding
going to
weight
make
with
it
everything
look
you
that
can.
way.
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed in that regard.
You got to go buy that.
Carbon fiber.
No, what's that fucking battery they have? That $260
Lithium,
lithium
ion
Yeah,
battery.
lithium ion. It weighs like 4 pounds
Well, that's
Well,
a good
you-
point,
compared
right?
to 20 something.
You can go through Hoffman Designs and you can get an entire bagger setup that's all carbon fiber. Bags, lids, fairing, everything. And you're going to shed a significant amount of weight from your bike if you did
Yeah.
that.
How much?
I mean, you'll sell
It's
2 of
gotta
your
be a
first children.
ton.
That's
So
okay.
did-
Kids aren't worth much.
Right.
So did you
Your
guys
wife is going to
notice
have to
that
be a
the-
dancer for a while.
Mm.
Did you guys notice that the display cluster is different between the lowrider and the lowrider ST?
Yep.
No,
Oh,
didn't
I
notice
did
that.
not notice.
They
But I
put
heard
the
them
lowrider
mention that.
ST display is up on the bars.
It has
It's
better
like-
it has better
it's like
lines than
mine.
the other one.
Yeah, it's what's on the street bob, and on the lowrider, it's an actual gauge mounted
I still
up
don't
on the
like it.
handlebars.
Still,
You're not a fan of the low. The lowrider's the new fat boy, man. It's the new icon of Harley, of the cruise.
Oh boy.
No. Here we go. I've been waiting for this one.
The lowrider is the new icon of Harley. It's taken over the fat boy spot.
Come on, Dustin, take over, man. Tell us how you feel.
I'm not going to take over. Just gonna speak my mind a little bit, and we'll move on.
Well, let's
I bet-
hear it.
I better do one of these first.
Is that the
Ooh.
kicking chicken?
Is it really that bad, Dustin?
It's
I
not
loved
that
the
bad.
Sport Glide. That's
The
what
bike
I
is
really
beautiful.
wanted.
It's a
But
beautiful bike.
Okay.
It's really nice.
Not only do I have to look at a lowrider S for another year, I have to look at
You're
two.
probably going to have to be looking at it for like another decade.
Yeah.
I don't have to look
Probably.
at it at all, honestly. But my honest opinion, Sport Glide should have gotten this treatment because they had a sensational platform to start on. They should have put a bigger engine in it. They should have get them at the fairing. It had the bags already. It has two up seating, passenger pegs, ABS, dual disc brakes would have been nice. The fairing would have been cool, but I would like to see something a little bit different. I don't know why they just couldn't have kept it and given it another shot. I don't think anybody really gave it a shot that it deserved. Because I've
Sure
owned
they
one
did.
I
for
will agree
I've
with
owned
you
one for
there.
going on 4 years now. I love that motorcycle. I really do. I'm not getting rid of it either.
You know who gave it a really good chance? Matt
Revelator?
Laidlaw,
Matt
Laidlaw, and he won
gave
an
it a
award.
hell of a.
Yes.
King
Yes.
of the baggers.
That's what they should have done with this bike.
They could have taken the Sport Glide platform, just as you're saying, Dustin. Because in 2020, right, they made everything paint matched, right?
Mhm.
All they would have
Mhm.
had to do is add the fairing that they just designed for the Lowrider
Yep.
S and put it on the Sport Glide, and you have your new platform right there.
yeah,
Right.
I don't understand why they got rid of it. I really don't.
I just wanted them to keep the name.
Now, the only thing I would say is from a performance perspective, the Sport Glide back tire is too wide. That would have been that would have been a change that they should have made. Bigger motor, thinner, not as wide of a back tire, and all they needed to add to it was the fairing, and you've got a winner right there. And they could have kept the Lowrider S just the way that it
How
was.
wide's the rear tire on your bike, Dustin?
I can't tell you offhand.
That some bitch has got some thickness.
Yeah,
Thickness.
it does have some thickness.
She's-
It's not,
she's a-
it's not
she's a little
larger
thick.
than a 180, right?
I don't think so. Hold on a second.
I don't know. You know what? The thing is the difference between Dustin's bike and the Lowrider S is pretty minimal
right.
if you really look at it. And the reason they went with the Lowrider S and what they did is because it's a better selling motorcycle and a better selling name.
Well, there's
Yep.
It's
also
not that the
savings
bike
in
was any
manufacturing
different.
costs, right? I mean,
Yeah.
don't forget, they're reusing a lot of those
Yeah, they're
same
reusing a
parts
lot
on
of
all
stuff.
those different versions of the lowrider.
Because there wasn't that much difference between a Sport Glide and a Lowrider S. That's what I was trying to get at earlier. I mean,
right.
the Lowrider had the dual disc where Dustin had the single, but they both have the inverted forks, and they had a
Yeah.
lot of similarities going on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can't hear you, Dustin.
He got so pissed he blew up his mic.
I'm sorry. I just thought they should have kept it, gave it the treatment it deserved. That way, you still have a Lowrider S, and you have the Sport Glide the way it should be. Like Ryan said, Laidlaws did it right. I
Yeah.
don't know why Harley didn't pay
Yeah.
attention.
Well, Laidlaw basically.
Well, I mean,
did what
truly,
Harley
Dustin,
just did.
I'm going to defend Harley here. I think they did pay attention. They just went with like what Tony said, and they used the name recognition of the lowrider because they had the bike already. All they needed to really do is replace the fairing, and there was a couple of refinements they could have done, but the Sport Glide could have stayed there. And to me, The Sport Glide's also an iconic name in the Harley lineup. So if you think about, if you go back and look, they've always had, a sport something in their lineup for a long time.
Well, what was the dyno version of the Sport?
Switchback.
What was it? The Switchback. Yeah.
So I mean, they've had they've had this name recognition in there for a long time. But I think that I agree. I agree with what Dustin's saying, because I think that I think it was a business decision that they made. But let's say this then. They dropped the Sport Glide, but they added 17 paint versions to the Heritage.
They sure the hell did, dude.
Yeah, they did.
What is there?
Yeah,
14 different colorways.
Yeah.
And then not only that, you
Ridiculous.
can have wheel options.
Yeah, you have wheel options, and in their colorways, you have a single tone or two-tone colorways. So I truly think there's 12 colorways at that bike. Now, talk about giving you a deep dicking. They just did it with the Heritage. I mean, they went all in on that bike.
Well, they did, but they were talking about streamlining their lineup, right, and cutting down the amount of bikes, and that's exactly what they did. And then they added fucking 14 colors to one bike.
Right.
Well, here's the question: why did
Do
they
they
keep the
sell
Fat
very-
Boy?
I don't know, because that bike's a straight piece of shit.
Yeah, I don't like the look of that one.
I don't
They
even.
get rid
sell
of
very
the
many
Sport Glide and they
Heritage?
keep the Fat Boy. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, fucking 1987 calls. Arnold wants his bike back. I mean,
You
that
don't fuck
motherfucker
with the
is
Terminator,
tired.
dude. Do not
Yeah,
fuck
they-
with the Terminator.
Brittany, have you seen Terminator 2?
Maybe, I don't know. I don't really watch
Oh
the
my
Terminators.
God.
It's
It
been
came
a
out
long
before
time since I've
born.
seen one.
Do you know who Survivor is?
The Napster generation, man. Mm.
You ever listen to Eye of the Tiger?
I love Rocky.
Yes.
Do you know who Beyonce is? Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
look at that. Volts is trying to stir up some shit now.
What's Volt's trying to say?
Would be interesting to see if the Fat Bob sells even less than the Sport Glide.
Well, you can't now. It's gone.
You
is a
can't
better
now.
color.
It's gone.
That's right.
You know the fucking
Fat Bob
Sawtail
outsells the
Slim's
Sport
gone,
Glide
too.
every day. What's
Yeah.
that?
The Slim's gone too.
Yep.
I don't
Yeah.
have a
Yeah.
problem with the Fat Bob. I think the Fat Bob's a great bike. It's got performance right out the gate. Yours was gorgeous.
Sean, the Fat Boy is iconic. It's not. It is. It was.
Yeah, it was.
They
it
should have
was
got rid of
iconic.
it and in 5-6 years done a revival of it.
Yeah.
And Heathen
bring
Biker
it
says the
back.
Fat Boy has history. We
And
don't
the
want
gen-
history to repeat itself. It's been doing it over and over and over again. We just need to let
Hey,
it go.
Volts, isn't your baby crying or some shit?
How is the Fat Bob still alive? I mean, I saw the
Man,
new one. I
He's
saw the
been on a
22.
roll. Jeez.
I saw the 22 today, and man, I tell you what, I think it looks pretty fucking good.
Which paint did you see? Because I
white?
saw one. I saw the other one.
Is it cream, white, ivory,
Yeah.
something like that?
Yeah.
You know, on the pictures, I wasn't crazy about the paint design or the logo, but in person, motherfucker was tight.
Dude, can we boot Volts? Or can we put Volts in timeout or something?
Both
Aren't
in
you
his own
supposed to be
vault.
buddies?
This is what happens when you don't ride together for 8 months.
I think Volts might be hitting some of that Bavarian liquor.
I'm thinking he might be.
Speaking of,
So
God damn, Dustin, it's gonna be a
Whoa.
long
Dude.
day
What are
tomorrow.
you
Is that
drinking,
is
Dustin?
that's the kicking chicken 101?
yeah, wild turkey.
Wild
Mm.
turkey.
I think that this is the thing about the Sport Glide. I think where the other part that I think is that does the Sport Glide a disservice is that Harley fucked up with that fairing, because almost every single person that
Mhm.
gets a Sport Glide takes the fairing off and puts another option on there.
Guilty.
So that did not help the cause, I think, as far as the Sport Glide goes. But the rest of the platform is absolutely fantastic. So, but we're not here to reminisce on what was and what is not anymore.
Just
I
to,
think it
just,
was
just to
just-
put my whole spiel to bed, I'm not getting rid of my bike, and I'm going to make it to what I think it should have been.
There you go.
But
You know-
Dustin, the good thing is your bike hasn't gotten worse just because they discontinued it. Your bike is still amazing and it's still awesome,
Yeah,
And I'll tell you what, the jury's still out at the fucking lowrider ST is going to sell it all.
No, it's going to sell.
Okay,
over
so
the lowrider.
we didn't talk about that. Let's talk about price points. Let's talk about price points.
Well, how much are these fuckers?
So the lowrider,
Surprisingly, not as much as I thought they were going to be.
the lowrider ST comes in at
21.5.
21.5. What did I say?
Those
What did I say,
cocksuckers.
Percy, when we were talking about it?
Dude, you need to you and Volts both just go find a bed, crawl in together because you're both on a
You
roll
all
tonight.
can go
I
fucking
said-
give
I
each
said it
other a
was gonna
mouth
be-
hug.
I said that bike was going to be 22. It's 21.5. That was right.
But I think when you add all the shit you're going to add to it, I was right. So I think we were both right.
Ooh,
I
yeah,
think
so-
that bike, no matter what, when you go to the dealer, is going to cost you $25K.
Yep. Yeah, you're not going to get out of there without 25.
Yeah, you're not going to get out of there under fucking 25.
They
Yeah,
won't
they're
even
gonna-
spit on it either.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna give you a deep dicking on that. And the so this is what I didn't like is the Road Glide ST is $29,900.
In
So
black.
you're not going to get out of there under 33 or 34.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. So how much is the low rider?
18.
18. So there's
18.1.
a $3,500 difference.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I
Yep.
said $4,000, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So, but
Yep.
do you think that ST lowrider will outsell the lowrider itself? Are people
Yes.
interested in that fairing in bags?
Yeah.
This year
I
it
think the
will.
bags, maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This year, I think it will. I don't know about long term, but this year it will because the Lowrider S actually is a very popular bike for women that want to step up to a bigger frame.
How
Because of
much is the
low
rhinestone
stance.
cowboy?
A rhinestone cowboy?
Yeah, the heritage. How much is that one?
Oh.
I thought you were
that's-
talking about a strip club.
No, I'm talking about the rhinestone cowboy over
That
there.
sounded
The
like a dancer
Heritage
for
is-
Magic Mike.
2100.
Yeah,
21,000.
Okay, so it's a little cheaper than the lowrider ST.
Yep.
So I wonder if the heritage is going to take a hit in sales.
Probably.
Here's what I'm wondering. How is that 107 standard still in the lineup?
That's because it's the cheapest softail you can get.
Well, what's the next up? The Street Bob?
Yep.
Dude, I'd go Street Bob all day. It can't be that
Yeah.
much more.
I think that softail standard is what 13,
13.5?
13.5, and I think
It's about 14, yeah.
for the goddamn 883 I saw is 11 grand this year.
Nope.
Yep.
Buy a used one.
11 grand for an 883.
Yeah, but aren't the
I
used
mean-
ones going for like that much money now?
Well, I mean, it's a tough fucking sell. I mean, if we're talking dollars, you got the Street Bob 114 at $15,000, or you have a Sportster S at 15 grand. You forget about that little tricky cocksucker sitting over in the corner because it's a bad fucking bike, man, and it's 15 grand.
Yep.
That little bastard just sitting over in the corner, just slinging its slong like this, like a fucking rodeo rope. When you're looking at it.
Jesus. I do, however, Tony, I do like the blue that they put on the Street Bob.
I do like the blue. I like
'Cause
the
my,
blue.
my dealership did get one last week. I think it's gone already because nothing new ever stays
Yeah,
on the
that blue
showroom
is
floor
nice.
out there.
Yeah.
The red sharp too, Tony. I figured you would like the red.
I like the red.
Yeah.
No, I think the color. I don't know, man. I like the colors in person. Like I said, when you go see those colors in person, they look a lot better than they do in the pictures.
So right here for YouTube live right now, are you trading in your bike?
No, I just
No?
spent $2,000 on suspension. I'm not trading it in. I at least got it another year.
Oh God. Okay.
Well, I can tell you what I'm most excited about this year in what I saw today. I'm most excited about what I didn't see. So Harley did not really give us a new bike. They refined models they already had. There was a lot of parts and accessories. There was a lot of add-ons and baubles, but they didn't give us a new bike, right? We know for a matter of fact that there's got to be a revival bike coming this year. So that's probably going to come out in March or April. So there's still going to be a revival bike, which should be exciting. Last year's revival bike was great. And I still think I stand by this. What's that? I think the Sportsters are coming. I agree with that because I think that the CEO hinted at a Sportster release based on what he was saying. I think we're going to see a Sportster before the end of the year. I think we're going to see a revival bike, and I think we're going to see a more traditional Sportster with the new engine platform, which I think would be absolutely amazing also. And I think we could see both of these bikes before quote unquote riding season kicks off. I think we could see these in March or April.
Speaking of April, I can't wait to go to Uranus.
My anus can't wait either.
Jesus, Ryan.
Didn't have to go there. That was uncalled for. Yeah, April's going to be great.
Yeah,
I'm jonesing to get out on the road.
Cold
So
weather
what
or
did
not.
we learn here tonight besides absolutely fucking nothing?
Exactly.
Should we run through each bike and give it a thumbs up or thumbs down from each of us and have people in the chat say whether they're a 1 or a 2?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or a 0 for no, 1 for yes.
Before we do, another announcement. We do have these shirts
Merch.
available now on our store.
Those
They're
are good-looking shirts.
They're the logo design. They're front only. They're available in these colors now. So if you wanted one in black before, you can get one now. Go to 5dirtybikers.com. Head over there and grab you one if you so desire.
Hey, if the meetup's in Uranus, shouldn't these shirts have a back? Didn't think about that, did you?
Uranus will have their own garments.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
They'll be brown.
The Uranus shirts will be brown.
Be a brown streak up the back of the t-shirt.
Brown and yellow.
Bunker branding. Paint a
Baby
moose
shit
track.
green is what we're going to go
They're going to
with.
kick us off of bunker branding after that shirt comes out.
The moose track.
Either that or it's going to be their
dirty
best
down the
seller
back.
of the year.
Right.
This will be a brown moose track up the back. It says keep it dirty down the spine.
It's going to come with some fart spray too.
White Castle. I don't know how far we are from some White Castles either, but I know there's lots of good eats in.
Dude, nobody
St. Robert.
wants to eat a White Castle in Uranus.
We could just fill up on fudge.
I mean, they're already a tough eat.
I got a feeling we should have picked one of those other locations right about now.
No way. No way. The starfish has spoken. Winky is already on stickers.
Winky and Blinky on their way.
Oh my god! All right, let's go to these shirts. Yay
right.
or nay? Or fuck shirts.
How about the
Buy
bike?
the fucking shirts. Go to the motorcycles.
There we
Dude,
are.
I think that's a badass bike. I'm
I
gonna say
say
yay all
yes.
day.
Hey,
Yeah.
yay for me too.
Yay for me.
This is on principle.
What about you guys in the
It's the
chat? 0 for no, 1 for yes.
Sound off in the chat what you think. Yes or no. Lowrider ass ST.
Right now we're running 50-50. We got 2 votes. Up here we go. Shit,
By the
4
way,
votes and we're still
Percy-
50-50.
Oh, there we go. There's a bunch
your
of
mouth
ones.
is looking better.
Yay, yay
It's
wins.
the pain is coming up as the
it?
muscular structure returns. Yeah.
Yes.
Yay
So
All
let's
right,
get
give
through
us
this
a-
voting.
Give us another one.
All right, we're gonna go with the CVO Road Glide. We're gonna mostly do paint here. This is mostly a paint
See,
thing.
I'm not a fan of that orange one. I like the yellow
not
one
either.
better.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
that.
just
I like the orange.
overall on the design of the paint. Doesn't
For
have to be.
$42,000, I'd rather set on a fucking fire hydrant.
Wow.
So you
Just
pay
saying.
$42,000 a set on a fire hydrant before you
I'm
pay
just saying.
$42,000 a set. on that
42
fire-
grand is a lot of money for a
Dude,
fucking motorcycle.
since he got that bidet, he's been eyeing fire hydrants really funny. That's all I'll say.
Dude, you keep your shit tight.
He can't walk by a fire hydrant without going,
Oh, I'm thinking my
I
wife.
wonder what kind of pressure that cleans with.
Oh,
Severe pressure.
yeah, I'm going.
Blow
I'm
your
going,
dick off, man.
I'm going to the Hill on Saturday, which is an Italian district in St. Louis for my wife's birthday. Happy birthday, Jackie!
happy birthday, Jackie.
And one of their trademarks for that district is they have Italian colored fire hydrants. I'm gonna be thinking of Tony the whole time.
Oh my god! All
So
right,
the red's
moving
gonna be
on,
brown.
moving on,
Hey,
moving on.
Dustin, you know what you got to do? Remember that graphic I took around me and Volts at the tail of the dragon?
Put Tony
Take
on
some
the top
take
of it.
some photos of the Italian fire hydrants down there, and then overlay
Just dress
Tony
it up
into
like a gerbil.
There you go.
We'll play Where's Waldo with Tony at the Hill in St. Louis. Here we go.
That is a badass.
Oh,
motherfucker
I
right
say
there.
yay all day long to that.
Yeah, all day long.
I
Are we
like
voting on
that
the
one, too.
paint? Is it the paint?
The overall
The
bike
whole
is
thing.
just
Yep.
makes my pants tight.
It looks badass.
It's got the
Yeah.
eye of the tiger.
Yeah, that's got the eye of the tiger.
You're here. You heard it here first. Brittany says the bike looks badass. So there
Yeah.
you go.
That's what she's getting.
Brittany, have
No.
you?
It looks
ridden-
like
have you ridden
everybody-
a big bagger yet?
Looks like everybody agrees.
I know everybody in the
I've
chat's like,
ridden
yeah.
the Road King, but
Yeah.
nothing bigger than that.
Sure,
Road King
Jared's
is
bike.
fine. I can handle that. It'd be hard. It's hard for me to push around though, like when I have to back it up or whatever.
Yeah, but she rode Jared's bike bitching the whole time she was on that bike. You guys see that video?
It was scary as hell. By the way, the video was
Man.
scary.
Why was
If you guys
it scary?
if you guys in the chat haven't seen it, go check out Brittany's channel and check out when you rode Jared's Road King, because she nearly gets taken out by a car.
Mm.
Yep, that was fun.
Mm.
A big portion of that, Brittany, might have been your fault. I'm just saying.
And it's the
No
the
White
typical
Castles.
male
near your
female
anus.
relationship, right? Honey, I want you to ride my bike. Please ride my bike. She gets on the bike and then it's just bitching,
I don't even
right? For the
remember
first
what I said. What did I even do?
nothing positive. Nothing positive.
You complained about parking it too close to the gutter because you almost
Everything,
tipped the
yeah.
bike over.
And I could just picture Jared going, "Fuck me, man. I mean,
You
what do
got
I
on the-
have to do?"
You got on the bike and you were riding
No,
into
he
the
was
sun and you couldn't see. And a car almost wipes you out because you're in your half of the middle of the lane. I'm just
Oh
saying.
yeah, that was bad. I just want you to know that those roads are really only big enough for like one car to start with. These are Kentucky roads we're talking about.
That's what she said.
Mhm.
Tony
What-
can attest to this. He's driven the back roads in Kentucky. They are tiny fucking roads.
We rode
We-
all
I
Oh,
usually
that.
I
yeah.
usually try to stay on my side though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I was
That's
fine
fair.
when I was on my side of the. When you're in your half of the middle and your half of the middle is actually on the left side of the lane, you're in the wrong. I'm just saying.
All right, next bike.
Next bike.
I'm full thumbs up, especially on this color.
What is
This-
that?
I
Blue?
do like this color.
That is, yeah,
it's like
that's a dark blue.
like
Yeah.
a midnight
Justin is
blue.
3 knuckles deep on this one.
I'll be honest. I don't like street glides, and I like this bike.
Mm-hmm.
I like this bike.
I like this
And
color.
that's not chrome, right? That's kind of a
That's like a
Looks like a
nickel?
black chrome.
or
yeah.
something.
It
or
looks like a
Mhm.
matte nickel.
yeah. I
They did
really,
good.
I
I'm a
really
fan.
like.
I
I
like
like that.
the wheel. I like the wheels. I like everything.
The
If I
jury
had-
is still deliberating
look
on
sweet.
that one for me.
Yeah. If for those of you that don't know, I'm not a Street Glide fan either. But if you guys don't know, go follow Moto Mortician on Instagram,
Yeah.
and he has a Street Glide in a very, very cool color, and it's a very classy looking bike. And I love that. guy's
I
bike.
love his bike.
Mark is a good dude. We love Mark. He always supports everything that FDB does. Not only does he support FDB, but he supports a lot of people out there. He's been a big supporter of Shade Tree and all the stuff out there, and Jared Weems. And so check out his bike. He's got a really nice Street Glide, and I don't
Dustin
like
is-
Street Glides.
Dustin's gonna have cotton mouth in the morning.
Well, and
Nobody
he's
says
actually
that,
supporting us tonight in the chat.
He is.
Yes.
He is very much.
Mark's
so.
a good
So
dude.
next
Billiard
bike.
Burgundy. There you go.
It's
next
the Ron
bike.
Burgundy.
Next bike.
You should call that bike Ron Burgundy because it's fucking
should.
smooth.
Yeah.
He said it's
Next one.
smooth. That some bitch plays the jazz flute when you start it up.
It's like the skin flute, but with music.
Yes.
There we go. Road Glide ST.
Two big
I
thumbs
I
up.
dig it, dude. Yeah, I
Two
dig
big
that
thumbs
bike.
up. Yep. Me too.
I wouldn't buy it, but I like it.
I'm
Oh,
down
I
on
love it.
I'm down
Love
on
it.
it.
He's the goddamn Dustin does not like the STs.
Dustin's pissed.
Dustin
like-
doesn't
I
like
like
the STs. He likes the ATDs. The anal tongue darts.
You like the STDs. fucker.
He likes the STDs.
No, with this bike, you get rid of the bronze, you change the badge. I'm a fan.
He's not a
As
fan of the bronze.
They didn't make enough colors for these bikes, for these STs, in my opinion.
I agree.
I agree keeping the black, but get something that pops too. If you guys want to see a cool performance bagger, look up Junkyard Kenny on Instagram. That guy's got the coolest bike I've ever seen. I photographed it. And we need to actually have him on this show.
Junkyard Kenny's bike is gray though, right? Because they have a gray ST version.
It's like a pea green.
Pea green.
Almost.
Like,
it's
It's a
grayish
metallic
green.
P. The
like
family
the
trucks
PUE
are in
or the
metallic
PUP?
P.
It's like a grayish green color. It's pretty. It's got like gold badges on it that were painted on.
It's like
Also-
the color of your urine when you go get drug tested.
That's what I thought P was. Yeah.
All right, next bike.
All right, this is the last one we have, and this is the Street Glide ST.
I think I just like the
I'm
Road
not
Glide
feeling
better,
it.
man.
Yeah, I like
Yep.
the Road Glide better. I love
I
the
do
color.
like that gray though. I know you guys are hating on the gray, but I like the gray.
I like the gray.
I
too.
think the
I just wanna
gray's
see
the gray's a
colors.
good color, but they spread it everywhere. They just like they did with the snake venom last year. That
like
should have
fucking
been
I
a
Jiffy
like
peanut
those,
should be
butter.
a limited
muted
color.
colors.
No.
I
I
like
think
those
the
muted
blackout.
colors.
I think the blacked out thing is losing its luster for me, especially.
Well, you know, the blacked out thing is definitely it's kind of
I
like the fat
blacked
boy.
out.
It's kind of like the fat boy. It's a little tired.
It's kind of like the Fat Boy.
But they don't really
kinda
have a
like
lot of
the Fat
blacked
Boy. It's a
out
little
bikes. They got some that are majority black but not blacked out. That's the big
Yeah, that's
the
true.
big gimme with Harley, right? If you want a truly blacked out bike, you buy the black trim and then you spend a shit ton of money blacking everything else.
Yeah,
out.
because you did that with your fat bob, didn't you? You spent
Not-
quite a bit.
Not all of it. I
But
didn't
you,
black it all out, but I blacked out some. And I painted a shit ton of bolts.
Mm.
You know,
I would say you want to see a blacked out bike done right. Look at Ryan's. I'm serious.
I like Ryan's bike.
I may ride on the back of that at FDBM.
naked.
I may let him.
Just
No.
nuts to back.
And that's a true statement from Toby.
Yeah. Fuck, dude. I remember when Chrome, back in the 80s and shit, Chrome was serious business.
I hate chrome.
Tony,
Yeah,
you
there's
sound
too
like
much
Drake.
chrome on mine.
Uh,
When I
you know,
clean my bike, the chrome it's too much to where it's like blinding me.
see, I like a little bit of Chrome. It doesn't
I
have to
think
be a
on
lot,
my
but just
bike,
a little bit.
My bike, it was just enough. It's just enough.
Like the push rod tubes. I like the Chrome push rod tubes.
Yeah, like the header,
you have
the
the
header
black
pipes on
heads.
mine have the shield on it. I have
Yeah.
the shield on my header pipes, and then it's just like the tip of the muffler.
You
Like-
want your tip shiny.
You do.
And polished.
Nobody wants a dull tip.
That's right.
It's impressive.
Yeah, it's got to be shiny.
Impressive tip. When Toby said a blacked out was or is a trend, blacked out's here to stay. I do think though that over the next couple of years you're going to see blacked out a little bit less. Chrome is starting to make a comeback. You're seeing more people start to put more chrome on their bike again. So
Yeah, if that
Well,
Cholo,
that'd be homeless.
if that Cholo wins, we're not blacking
It's
it
going to
out.
be a chromy motherfucker, boy. You better get the Windex and newspaper out to clean that bastard.
So do we have questions from the
the Discord
chat
from the Discord.
or the Discord too? Yeah.
yeah, we got some questions from the
I will
Discord.
chime. Or Brittany, would you like to do that tonight, or would you like
Yeah, I
somebody
can
else?
pull. I got them pulled up.
Yeah, we just had a few.
Yeah, there's just a couple. So I'm gonna summarize Canadian Harleys because it's a little bit long.
That's what
But-
she said.
The gist is,
The jizz, is that what you just said?
yeah, the gist. Is it a good idea to buy an Indian Challenger rather
Never. Never.
than a Harley where you have to make different changes to it to get the performance? He's wanting to ride 2-up with his girlfriend.
Well, I mean, what type of changes to get performance? I mean, you could buy a 114 and put a passenger on the back and ride around the world on that motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of performance is he talking about? He wants to ride 2-up with his girlfriend.
He
I mean,
said
what kind of performance is he looking
installing-
for?
Installing a stage 2 or 3 to get any power out of the M8.
The M8 comes with
I'm
power
not-
stock, right? I mean, that's I don't know. To me,
But,
that
I mean,
all that
power
stage
is
stuff's a
power
trap,
is
you know?
subjective too. I
Yeah.
mean, to each their own. But I mean, a
Yeah.
stock 114 is really more power than you fucking. I mean, it's the most powerful. I mean,
Okay, if
DMH
you guys-
are fucking nuts.
This is my argument. Go on Instagram, find Sea Bear Stunts. You can see him do a complete 12 o'clock wheelie with a girl on the back of his bike on a road glide. They have plenty of power. Anybody that says these motorcycles are underpowered, I don't know what you're doing, but you're doing it wrong.
It's crazy. I mean, 10
There you
years
go.
ago, even 5 years ago, people were paying massive amounts of money to get their engines upgraded to less power than you get with a 114 right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
well,
know?
I mean, the Evos, the old Evos, yeah, underpowered, and even the twin cams, they were on the verge of being underpowered. But the M8s are nowhere even close to being underpowered. Harley is making some of the best bikes they've ever made right now, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. they're
Well,
making-
I'm, Derek here, good comment from him, and I echo everything except my wife. I'm fat. My wife doesn't ride, but that 107 that I took on the trip up to Pennsylvania, I didn't want for power. Now, would I still upgrade my exhaust? Yeah, because that's what guys do. But
That's what I did.
You don't need to, right? I think there's a difference between want and need. And
Absolutely.
I just don't see a need.
100%.
I really don't. I think
So
you're
what-
good with
okay.
what you're looking at.
So Sean is he's Canadian Harley, and he's in the chat right now, and he was saying how Indian Challenger comes out with power like a stage 4 114. So
Oh, gotcha.
he's not wrong. The Indian Challenger is a bigger platform to start with, right? But if you want to go there, then Harley's 117 is got the same amount of power as Challenger is right out of the gate. So I mean, either way you slice it, and I think that it's whatever. If you're looking for power, that's fine. But the Challenger is not as a refined motorcycle as the Road Glide is. If you're going to compare the Challenger to the Road Glide, the fit and finish on the Challenger is not as good as the fit and finish on a Harley. So, engine and
Indian
power
needs
aside,
that fucking
not as good.
power because it's 2.5 blocks long.
Well, Votes has got a
what's the
good
weight on that?
observation here, right?
What's the
I
weight
mean,
on the Challenger?
I am not familiar with those ones.
People want bigger numbers for the sake of
and
having
this
a high
isn't
number.
just with motorcycles, right? I mean, the numbers thing is a marketing deal.
Dude, it's all about how big that schlong is.
It's all in the
It's-
psychology of getting people to buy shit,
Yeah,
right? It was
it's
the
all
same
about
thing
the
in
schlong.
computers.
Yep,
You
you're
know,
right.
that's what that really comes down to. I think at the end of the day, what people need to focus on is getting what's right for them with what they want to do with it, not compare it to what somebody else can do with something you don't have.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
No.
Look at
I
the
don't
big
keep-
You
I
want
don't-
to sit on your bike and throw that thing up over your shoulder before you take off. You got to have proper schlong in order to ride. And you can't do it on just a 107.
Percy, with like what you were saying, I don't keep up with the Joneses in any aspect of my life. I do what I do. I don't follow trends. I don't follow what's popular. I get what I like. And my bike is exactly what I like. I could not
Right.
stage 2 that bike and be totally happy with it.
Yep.
I'm
Right.
totally fine with the 107 with a stage 1. Would I like
See,
to go
that-
stage 2? Sure. But
Yeah, see, Moto
don't need it.
Mortician. And he said the numbers are a big dick
Yep.
contest. He also
They
said
are.
he also said in the chat that he needs a 131 to compensate for his shortcomings. So there
That's
you
okay.
go.
But
I mean,
but
he's
if you
saying
know
right there-
that, I mean,
the
that's
107.
that's
it's
an
probably gonna
educated
hit
purchase.
you in the lips when you drive off. It's that big. But anything over that, you're going to have to lay it over your shoulder. So it's more impressive. I'm just saying. You don't want a lip hitter. Lip hitters are frowned on.
Oh my god! Have we got
That's
another
gonna be-
question before this
All
keeps
right,
going
and
south?
the next question from Heathen Biker is: out of the new lineup, name each of your favorites. The favorite bike and favorite color of that.
mhm.
Oh man!
I'll go ahead and throw it out
Which-
there, get it over with quick. That's what she said. But it's this for me all day long.
Okay.
It's my jam right there. If I were to go street glide, but that's kind
I'm
of
gonna
out.
have to go with the fucking lowrider ST, dude. I think that fucking bike's hot.
I would
whose
go
pillow
with
I'm
that one,
farting
but
on.
that's because that's the platform that I want, though, is a soft tail. But I don't like the colors, so none of them. They suck.
If they come out with different colors, awesome. Like that red that they had a red that came out. I think it was in the
That
CVO.
crimson.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it was in
Yeah.
the CVOs or the no, it's not the STs because they only came in the gray and the black. But that CVO red is sharp.
Yeah.
That they released today. That green too. Can you imagine that? That'd be awesome.
So Dustin picked that one. Tony picked the lowrider ST. What do you have, Dave?
It's tough because I don't like the paints, or I don't like the bike. I guess I would probably go with the Road Glide ST, but I'd want a $4,000 discount off purchase price so that I could get it painted.
You get the YouTube
I'm with
discount.
Yeah, I want to paint it.
Yeah, I could see that. And if it different colors, wheels, and the badge, I'd love it. I think head on, it's more aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah.
Than the street glide, all day long.
Yeah.
But
That's a bad motherfucker too.
Yeah.
And everybody keeps forgetting that little nutty bastard in the corner, that Sportster S, dude. I mean, that little bastard just sitting over there in the corner, just winking at you.
didn't the Pan Am get a new color this year too?
Yeah, that
didn't
blue
they get
looks
a blue,
nice.
a blue treatment? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
that blue looks nice.
I'm a sucker for blue. I really
So
am.
Brittany,
He likes the
let's
blue.
Brittany, let's pretend that you have friends and that they started a GoFundMe page, and money is not an option.
I already told you I would get the lowrider ST.
Lowrider ST. You
I
get
That's
the
a tall
Butterface.
bike.
I feel like the last two slides were this bike.
There you go.
Probably
think
get
if you
black
put a new-
and put new paint on it.
If you put a new headlight in there, a cool LED headlight, that would help the front of that bike a lot.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know if I like the fairing, but
The Fairing just
it might be
swallows that
worth it to
headlight.
get yeah, it does.
That's what she said.
So I want to know
Yes.
how good the range left to right is going to be on that headlight with that fairing. You know,
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I think the fairing's mean looking, dude.
it is. It's
I don't
it's
like it.
aggressive.
Yeah. But that fairing, it's just like everything else. You either love it or you hate it. There's really no in between on it.
Toby,
go ahead.
$60 is 3 lap dances. So
Where the hell are you going, Miss Kitty's and fucking other side of St. Louis? Jesus,
That's what Kim Moto charges.
$20 is 20 bucks.
$20 is $20.
Chris,
my
Chris
man.
Callan made the quote of the week on that. If you guys haven't listened to the Cycle Source magazine episode we just released, do yourself a favor, go listen to it. The Callans are amazing people.
Yeah, that was a lot
Good,
of fun.
good show. Probably one of my favorite guests we've ever had.
So I guess I'm last up, and mine is the Road Glide ST in the gray color.
I like the gray too.
Here's black, but
But anybody that knows, I'm partial to gray. My bike is gray now, and so I do like the gray bikes. I think, especially
Good
with
looking fucking bike.
Ryan,
too,
I
man.
like
out,
your bike. To me, looks killer compared to that Road Glide ST, man.
Yeah,
Well, you
your
know
bike
what?
looks sweet, Ryan.
it's the flat paint job really does a lot for it.
Yeah.
It really gives it a little bit more of a sinister look. But
Yeah, I just think that all these 22 gray bikes are going to be a Me Too bike
ooh,
at the end of the day.
that's a bold statement.
It is for someone that was really interested in the Battleship Gray. That 3 months ago would have told you.
What's a
he was gonna wait for it.
Sharknado fairing?
That's for that's for the Fat Bob, and it's a badass looking fairing, but it's a bit of a work to get it installed. And I do like the Sharknado fairing better than I do the Butterface fairing. That's on the
Butterface, the BF fairing.
Is the Sharknado fairing? Is that from who does that? Is that
Jaffe.
Jaffe? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I thought did it.
Oh, hold on.
It's Yaffe, I believe, right?
It's-
Paul
what?
Yaffe.
the J is silent.
Jaffe.
Yeah, it's Jaffe. The J is silent.
It's yappy. Jesus.
Yeah, look into the
Bolt
wedge
says
fairing.
expensive as hell.
It's not though. It's only like around $1,200.
Yeah, if you compare that to
Is that
like
the
a Russ
mounting
Warnemont
hardware
fairing,
too, or just the fairing?
no, that's the
I think
wedge
that's
fairing is the whole deal. About $1,200 for the fairing,
the
the
mounts.
hardware,
Yeah.
and that comes with a light. The wedge fairing actually comes with a light.
Yeah,
Oh,
Paul
yeah.
Jaffe. That's what I said.
But
That's an unfortunate name.
Fuck you,
Yeah.
people making fun of my speech impediment.
if you guys look at the Russ Warnemont fairing that they make the FXRT fairing, that thing, the fairing by itself, raw, not painted, still needs to be finished and everything, is like $900.
Yeah.
Then you need the mounting
900 for a
hardware,
raw
which is like
dog?
$300. Yeah, it's a lot.
I like that bike, Derek. Keep on,
$1,200
keep it
is
on.
expensive for mere mortals.
Fuck,
Derek needs to
$1,200
go out and
is a
start
lot of
dating.
money, dude.
Derek needs to start selling sperm. He'll gain
Oh.
Oh my god, that
So-
was a lot.
We have any more questions? Brittany?
There's only 2 questions.
Okay. Well, if you guys have anything else, leave it in the side chat. We want to thank you all for joining us tonight. It's been a lot of fun. It
Yeah,
really
no,
has.
I like doing these live streams, man. I think they're a lot
Yeah.
of fun.
I think we're going to be doing one.
We'll
with-
never get monetized, but they're a lot of fun.
There's talks of us doing a live stream on one of our individual channels with professional monkey here soon. We'll probably talk
Oh,
about
right on.
I don't know, Can-Ams or something.
Yeah,
Man,
we'll
fuck
talk
a Can-Am. I'm not talking about fucking Can-Ams.
It'll be gold.
Yeah, that professional monkey is a lot of fun when we get the professional monkey and 5 Dirty Bikers together. It's always a good time.
Watch his new video he did with his wife when they installed the new Tab Performance BAM sticks on her bike. Good video.
Hold on.
Yeah.
What kind of stick?
BAM sticks,
A
Tony.
BAM stick. Bam!
You ditch the Super Street 2-in-1 and get you a BAM stick.
The zombie baffles.
Sounds like you could probably catch a charge using the BAM stick.
It's illegal.
Depends
in
on what you
36
do with it, I
states.
guess.
Great hanging out.
It's illegal. It's illegal in 48 of 50
Yeah, it's
states.
illegal in the lower 48.
You can have it in Alaska.
Bam!
All right. Guys, don't forget we got FDBM coming up in July 15th through 17th in Uranus.
And buy
Missouri.
some merch.
Buy some merch. Yeah, that'd be
And,
awesome.
and if you feel like you can fit it in your budget, if you would support us on Patreon, or if you want to give a one-time donation, you can find all the links to those on our website to help support our charity build. So
Yep. Go support the charity just by voting and making your voice be heard on our Discord. It's absolutely free. Again, go to 5dirtybikers.com, click the link on the homepage, scroll to the bottom. You'll see our Discord link. It's absolutely free to join. There's lots of good conversation there. Thank you for everybody that's joined. We hit over 500 people now on our Discord. Very active place. Great community. Thank you all.
before we're done, I just need to give a quick shout out. All of our new patrons for the month. We have 4 new patrons for this month: Mark Thomas, Sean Bird, ND Harley rider Nick rides with me and my crew, and Philip Simmons. So thank you guys so much for becoming patrons and supporting what we do here at FDB.
Didn't Nick win the ball shaver at FDBM?
Nick won a ball shaver. Yeah, Nick is now supporting us with clean balls.
Yes.
Has he done a review on the ball shaver? Should we ask him to come on and do a review of that?
Man,
I
that
mean,
little motherfucker will start pulling hairs out after a minute. I'm just saying. It starts
I don't know
out
if
great.
we want that review or not.
It starts out great, but it dulls up quick.
Are you saying do you have to sharpen your lawnmower blades? Is that what you're saying?
I'm just
Tony?
saying that you could be running through the house with that son of a bitch dangling off a short and curly.
Oh,
Trying to
man.
find a pair of scissors.
You fucking Long Cheney Jr. over here.
Oh my god, I can
When the
picture
moon's
that.
full,
actually.
don't
That's
shave,
hilarious.
Tony.
I'm just saying.
All right, guys. I think that's going to do it for 5 Dirty Bikers Live. Thank you all for hanging out tonight.
Peace
Good
out.
stuff.
All right. Good night, everybody. Good
Good night.
times.
Good night.